What it is, what it do, cyber world. It is your girl, the one, the only Ash said it. AshSaidIt.com, AshSaidIt.com. Welcome to the Ash Said It Daily Podcast Show. I appreciate you guys for all of your love and support. Over 1,500 episodes and counting, all right? 500,000 streams worldwide. None of this would be possible without you guys, so I thank you so very much. And yes, we're still living a bit of a quarantine life. You know, we're still dealing with some COVID-19 stuff. We're about to hit flu season. So, we just don't know what is up against us next. So, while you're at the house with the kiddies and your husbands and your wives and all that good stuff, maybe you can find time to do some other stuff and some other exploration. So today I have with me the founder and CEO of the Buddha Board, Eric Thrall. Hey, Eric.
Hi, Ash. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty great today, Eric. How are you?
Awesome. I'm really good, thanks.
Awesome stuff. So, Eric, what part of the country are you at right now?
I'm actually in Vancouver, BC, Canada.
Oh, wow, Vancouver. What kind of weather is out there?
Yeah. It's a beautiful day today. September's usually really nice here. We had a lot of smoke from the Oregon fires come up here, so we were kind of under a haze of smoke for the last week, but it's all lifted and it's a gorgeous day.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about how did Buddha Board come about?
Yeah, I started Buddha Board in 2000. I actually have my mother to thank for that. She's an artist, and she introduced me sort of to the technology side of it all.
Yeah.
And it kind of gave me an aha moment, and I took that aspect of it and turned it into what is now Buddha Board. And I've been doing it ever since.
Okay. All right, so for people that are not familiar, what is Buddha Board?
Yeah, Buddha Board it's a tablet that you paint on with water, and where the water touches the surface of the tablet, it turns dark. The tablet's sort of whitish, so it turns dark, and you just paint on the board, and it creates an image, and then as the water slowly evaporates, your image disappears, and you're ready to start all over again. So it's sort of based on the Zen concept of living in the moment. You create your masterpiece as it is, and appreciate it in the moment, and then as it disappears, you let it go, and you just start all over again.
I love that. Yeah, so we need, as we're spending more time at home, you're needing more things to kind of help to be an outlet, so to speak, and anything that's going to, help us release a lot better. That is certainly the case. What were some of the early stage challenges that you were facing as you were developing this?
Yeah, that's a good question. Well, I mean, certainly production was challenging. I was producing it in Canada for the first step, but as started to do some of the trade shows in the States, I did the San Francisco trade show, was the very first one, and I got a lot of really positive feedback and a lot of orders from that, and so it was just really a question of trying to scale the whole business to the demand.
Right.
That was really the biggest one. And then the second, really after that, it's just been how to grow the business in as good a way as I could and get it out to North America first is sort of what was my focus, and then slowly I'm now in really kind of all over the world, which is pretty cool. It's taken some time, but I'm really happy with where it's gone.
Yes, that's awesome. I mean, steady, wins the race. You weren't, trying to run for a marathon and, look, 20 years later, wow, 20 years from the time that you started, and it has become like this global sensation. So I absolutely love it. I love it.
Oh, thanks.
What would you say has been your proudest moment with the brand?
It's interesting. When I started Buddha Board, I kind of envisioned it. It was sort of like I was thinking more that this would be something targeted towards adults. Yet I knew kids would love it too, and so, but what I didn't know was that it was going to reach out to a whole sort of demographic of people that were either had mental handicaps or that were like we get a lot of hospitals ordering Buddha boards for the patients. We had a beautiful picture of a young girl who came out of brain surgery from having cancer, and the first thing she wanted to do was get on her Buddha board. And so that whole side of it, I didn't have any idea that it would reach out to people in that way. So that's kind of cool to me, just that, you know, it's been a really positive influence in that way.
Yes, definitely. Now that, you know, we've been on this whole global pandemic situation right now, so obviously you haven't been able to do any like live events or any trade shows and things of that nature. What would you say is next on the horizon for you guys?
Yeah, that's a good question, because it's definitely, the whole COVID thing has definitely changed things in terms of a lot of our stores have sort of shut down, but they're starting to open up, which is great.
Right.
We've done, our online presence is a lot bigger now because of that, and that's been fantastic. I've got a new product coming out, probably come out in the first quarter of next year, and so I'm really excited for that. It's a wall version of the Buddha board, so it's a lot bigger than the original Buddha board, and you hang it on your wall. So that's going to be kind of fun. So I think that's going to be the next big thing for Buddha board, and we've got a lot of artists throughout the world that are really interested in creating their art on this new Buddha board it's going to be called Lotus Series, and so that's going to be fun just to see how that unfolds, I think.
Yes. Last but certainly not least, Eric, what advice could you offer to any person out there that is looking to invent something very unconventional?
Yeah, that's a great question. Well, I think you have to, first of all, you've got to really believe in your product, and you've got to believe that you can get it out there. It's always good to talk to other people and sort of hear their, friends that you trust and hear their thoughts about it. And, my very first entrepreneurship professor in the university said to me, it's not that the money side of it, of course, is always challenging, but really it's having a good idea and following through with it. If you've got a good idea, everything else will come. Now, of course, it's never just that easy, but I just think believing in what you're doing and just not giving up, because you're going to hit bumps along the way, and just keep going.
I love it.
That's probably...
Yeah.
But I know I definitely hit some bumps along the way with Buddha board, and it's just everyone's going to have that happen, and that's okay. You just accept it and keep moving forward.
That's right. You keep pushing forward. That's the only way you're going to make history.
Absolutely.
Bam.
You bet.
Eric, thank you so much for joining us today. So appreciate you coming through. Let everyone know the best way to get in contact with you guys, and of course to follow you on social media.
Yeah, I think the best way is just to go to the website, buddhaboard.com, and all of the contact information is there you need, and you can go check out the site and see what Buddha Board is all about. It's the best way to get in touch.
I love it. Perfection. Well, much more success to you and your team, Eric, into 2021. It's going to be a better year for us all, claiming that. Putting that out into the universe. And,
yeah, no doubt. Thanks, Ash, for having me on your show. I really appreciate it.
Oh, not a problem. And I thank each and every one of you guys for all of your downloads, the shares, the cares. It makes a huge, huge difference. And keep in mind, anyone to tell you that you can't do what you want to do, you look them square in the face, you tell them, don't believe me. Just watch. Watch what I do. Watch me make it happen. Watch me make history. That's what we're doing this for, the history books. Social media is nice, but real life is so much better. Until next time, you guys.